Okay, this is day 357, part 3. So we're going to do this together. These are the 10 perfect elements, the 10 perfect legal hold notice elements. We're not hiding this. No, no, no. We're going to get you the top 10 elements. This is written by a guy named Craig Ball, who is probably has the number one resource out there on the internet. You can buy his books and so forth. So I'll give him a little props there. But what the 10 elements are for telling your congressman to hold your records. This is remember, this is not something unusual. This is like a parent going to a school and saying, I like the records that you're holding on my child. Whatever records you've compiled on my child, I want to know. If you've had a school psychologist meet with him and he's had some kind of interview and I don't know about it, I want to know about it. Give me the records of my child. I'm not asking for anybody else's child, just give me my records. Plus, you'll be able to see if your congressman has been writing down what you've been saying as a constituent in the iConstituent database. Hey, I'm a constituent. I said there was this concern. Did you even write it down? Did you put it in the iConstituent database? Here's going to be your chance to see if they even wrote it in the iConstituent database. But the 10 elements are, it's going to be timely, through an effective channel, it's going to be through email, it's going to be persons with clout, because you're going to either go to what they call LAs, which are legislative assistants. You're going to get the name of the legislative assistant, the email. You're going to record your email electronically. Or chief of staff. The best one is the COS. The chief of staff is the best person to talk to it. There's also a chief of legislative affairs that kind of sits in between those two positions. But chief of staff is probably the best person because they're the ones who are going to be making the policy decisions about holding all records and changing things. Now, the necessary custodians, you don't need to, I don't believe we need to put in all the different people like the sergeant of arms at the House and all that. I think you just tell your representative you want to preserve those records, okay? The gravity impinges on your freedom of speech. This isn't quite to the level of privilege of communicating with your priest or communicating with your rabbi or communicating with your lawyer, but it is sort of like communicating with your accountant. And that is, or like communicating with your teacher. There's private information, so it's somewhere between private and privilege. This information somewhere between private and privilege. This is like meeting with an accountant or meeting with a teacher. Very much probably more like meeting with an accountant, because you're going over things about your business. Hey, there's a little tiny lake on my farm, and the EPA wants to shut me down, and they want to bring in somebody from Somalia to farm it. What do I do? Or more likely someone from UAE. But whatever, you then kind of, if that information, that private information between you and your congressman has been intercepted, either for targeting you or for applying you for campaign contribution later on down the track, that's not a good thing. So accountability is a big deal. We're going to say what the claim is. It's going to be about Imran Awan having an image of all these iConstituent emails. That's your concern. If Imran Awan has it, then farmers in Pakistan who want to come to America and want your farm can certainly use that information and have the FDA, or excuse me, the EPA come out and say, hey, that's causing a mosquito infestation. You need to shut your farm down. Whatever. So that's the context. It's going to be regarding this Imran Awan spying in Congress. Okay. The practical actions are, just send me screenshots for right now. Just send me screenshots of what you've recorded about me and my interactions with you from 2000 to 2017. Now we're going to get you this later in a form letter. But I wanted to go over the 10 things here because you may want to do a lawsuit in the future for some other reason. So here it is. The scope of the information is going to be all those reports that we talked about, all the proof, basically, from the Washington Post and from the Daily Caller, from Politico, etc. All these reports that there's these illegal logins, both electronic evidence in the House Inspector General report, as well as physical evidence from the Capitol Police, where they took Imran's backpack. And then identify the mechanisms for contacts and questions. That's just going to be returning the screenshots to your email. And then the follow-up will be, when do you expect me to get when you expect to get me my screenshots. You want to be able to take these screenshots to your local press and say, hey, this is a concern. Are you aware as a local member of the press, are you aware that this aspiring in Congress exists, and are you aware it affects this very sensitive, almost accountant level private information, this kind of accountant, somewhere between private and privileged information that I have, this kind of almost client accountant level of privacy that is on this image that was given by the prosecution to Imran Awan. So that's where we are. We're going to get you, I just wanted to go over kind of the outline first, and then we'll go to the actual form letter next.